we decided to have our coffee in the car. It was really cool in there. They got a lot of interesting, neat decorations and things, but they're really busy. We don't like filming people. Hi, Matt here.
I'm Stacy, and this little guy is our buddy Tarzan. Together, we are the Rays on the Road. They have cool t-shirts. Now, I know that some other coffee shops serve Black Rifle coffee, but I believe this is the only like actual retail store, like the official retail store. And now we have purchased some of their vacuum seal mugs and some of their ceramic coffee mugs. They're very high quality. We have a couple. We got Matt's dad one. Have some ladies stuff. I'll check this out. We bought Matt's dad a bunch of this coffee, maybe Christmas or his birthday, and he loves it. And he's a real old school coffee drinker, so he says he likes it. It's funny, it's a Bigfoot with tactical gear. And then a smaller vacuum sealed mug. I believe Matt has tried some of these pre-packaged coffee drinks. We'll get him to tell us about those. Oh man, I might get some of these filter pouches just to try. for the cold brew. You've tried some of these, right?
Yeah, they're pretty good.
That's what I said. I thought you'd tried some, but I wasn't sure.
This is where you don't have access to one of these places.
Yeah, because that's like I was saying, this is the only standalone store. You can see there's like cool. Oh, sorry, go ahead. I won't film you, I'm sorry.
Hi, Mom.
So they have cool, like candid shots of different gear and helicopters. And I guess maybe different branches of the armed services featured here. Maybe not be able to get a full picture because of the windows. And you see, they have a nice lounge area so you can sit on a sofa. Well, they have more traditional cafe tables. And then this is the thing, the rooster. Oh, I didn't even notice, yeah. Shell casing. Yeah. And then, oh, this is the missing man table they feature here, similar to our other video you may have just seen. Make sure I can get a full shot of it. So, you know, it's sad and it can be hard to think about these things, but this is why we get to do things like make YouTube videos. So we're very grateful. This rooster stuff's hilarious. Oh, that's a nice hat. Matt, you're looking for a new ball hat. Oh, they have like a Hawaiian shirt with the Sasquatch. More hats. This is a cool one. Hoodie here, t-shirt, and some of these cool ceramic mugs that you see everywhere down here in Tennessee. Of course, you know, they sell Prime and Liquid Death. It would be a cool hit place without those two. But I don't know, I heard something crazy about Liquid Death the other day. I'm not going to repeat on the channel, but if you've heard it, comment below. Please tell me that wasn't me. Okay. Alright, we're going to pick out something to order and we'll be back. Here's something cool. Looks like they're one of the only companies doing this. They're going back to the old cans, which I like. I think it's easier to get the coffee out than the bags. I mean, maybe they don't have the same oxygen seal or whatever, but I don't know how much of a difference that really makes. Yeah, I'm excited to try these cold brew filter packs when we get home. So So this is like a Jeep tailgate that's been formed into like the bar for water and sugar and stuff. It's really cool. One last thing that we noticed is they must allow pets in here because they have a water bowl and then a little jar over here of dog treats. So that's cool. We really like any place that allows you to bring your pets.
And we're back, guys. So the music in there is blaring. It's very busy, so we decided to take our coffees and eat them in the car.
So what did you get?
What I got a large iced coffee. So if you're a coffee drinker like we are, this is small for a large, but I don't know, how much coffee do you really need? Some people would say never too much coffee. But anyway, it's smaller than your typical, as you can see, many coffee drinkers that get this will notice, like the first off the bat, this is small for a large, yes. And it's probably about the same price as you would pay for a large at other places that will be bigger at other places. However, this coffee does taste good. It is considered, I guess, like an ultra premium coffee. It's priced as such. We've had some of them before that we brew at the house, and it's good stuff. But it's very expensive. In addition to the coffee being good, it's a good company.
It's an ethical company.
It's an ethical company. It gives back. It's a good company. It gives back to the community. It makes great coffee. It's expensive.
That's important to know, because sometimes these companies are like, oh, every pair of shoes, give a shoe, or like these B Corps, but then the product sucks. So it's just like they use that charitable side to get you to buy a crappy product. But this is an excellent product that also gives back to good causes. So it's a good all around.
So how does this taste? This taste, I would consider it more toward Dunkin' on the lighter side of the roast versus where if you've had Starbucks, it's a darker roast. This is not a darker roast as far as the iced coffee. It is more of a lighter roast.
Yeah.
I got an extra shot in mine because I like the extra flavor and I need the extra pep, you know.
You did? I didn't know you did that.
Yeah, I did.
So I got, you can see, same size. Mine's still kind of, I got same thing. I got an iced coffee. I asked them to put kind of heavy on the cream because that's just how I like my iced coffee. This is about maybe a little light, but it looks good. I got a little bit of sweetener in mine. Did you get stevia in yours?
I did get stevia.
So, let's see. It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's like Matt said, I would call this not a light roast, but maybe a light medium roast.
It's like a medium, but on the lighter side of medium. They try to, help veterans with franchises and things.
To veterans
discounts.
and first responders, and so it's cool.
That's cool.
We've bought a lot of this coffee for ourselves. We've bought a lot to give as gifts. I was saying earlier, we gave your dad a bunch, and he really liked it. And he's a real coffee drinker. Your dad is. It's
a good treat, you know.
I'm really excited to try these filter packs to make the cold brew.
Oh yeah.
I'm excited. You want to?
Yeah, we saw something new that we hadn't seen in there before. Oof. And it is the Just Black cold brew filter pouches.
It's a medium roast.
Yeah, and so I guess these are similar to like the Dunkin' ones. You put them in like a pitcher of water, stir it, let it sit there for a while, and then it makes, this says 20 to 24 hours. Longer is stronger. I make cold brew all the time at the house. I have like this little pitcher I make it in, and sometimes I'll just leave it in for like weeks, just like getting it strong as you can be. But then I read an article like apparently coffee has some kind of mold and you're not supposed to do that in, which might explain a few things. But so now I try not to let it sit more than like 2 or 3 days if it gets that far, because I drink a lot of coffee.
Yeah, I was just gonna say you drink it too fast. So it says right on this bag, a portion of our profits go to veteran, law enforcement, fire, and first responder causes. So that's cool.
And so I don't know. This is a non-political channel. We don't want to get political, but I think that very few people can argue against giving money to those types of charities and
Very
things.
few reasonable people will say.
Right. Whereas a lot of the stuff that goes on at other places, you know.
Yeah, there's at least room for conversation. But this, you know, it's a good thing. You know.
Let me try yours.
Yeah, try mine. It's a little sweet. It's
Ooh,
good.
that's sweet. Pow, right in the kisser.
How? But this says once you make these filter packs, it'll stay fresh in the fridge for up to 7 days. But I know us, it won't last 7 days. We love coffee. I went in there thinking I was going to try one of their energy drinks. They have these, like, energy mixes they put in different teas and stuff. Because we just had finished a meal, and I wasn't sure I wanted to, like, the coffee with cream. But the coffee, it just smells so good inside.
Right when you walk in.
Yeah, I was like, I've got to get a coffee.
And that's a good poll for the viewers. Like, I know a lot of our viewers aren't coffee people. A lot of them are. To me, coffee always smells way better than it tastes. And I love the way coffee tastes, but I don't think it ever tastes as good as it smells. It's just one of those smells.
I agree.
So, at the house, or the viewers at home right now in TV land, do you guys like the smell of coffee? Yes or no? Let us know. You know, are you a coffee person or a tea person? I saw they actually had some tea products in there that I hadn't seen before. I like them both. I'm kind of in the middle. I like iced tea. I like hot tea. I like cold coffee and hot coffee.
Somebody we know likes the smell of coffee but doesn't drink coffee. I want to say
Who was that? Somebody told us that.
Is it Samantha?
I think so.
'Cause she doesn't. Yeah. So maybe. So I think that's a thing. I think a lot of people like coffee scent, like with the candles and the room sprays and stuff, but they don't like to drink it because it's just such a great smell.
And some people like to eat coffee flavored things like ice cream and chocolates, but they don't like the actual coffee.
To drink coffee, yeah.
But I think I think if people are being honest and they would sample, like, very few people can say that they really don't like coffee, because when you get to the end of the spectrum, like the McDonald's and the Dunkin' and the Frappuccinos and those frozen drinks that are heavily sweetened, that's barely considered
It's
coffee.
ice cream almost.
Yeah, it's just ice cream, and you know, but
I don't judge. I'm not one of these people that are like, if you're drinking, you like a little coffee with your cream. No, drink your coffee how you like to drink it.
No, you do you. If you want, you know, little coffee, a lot of coffee flavor, that's you. And if you really don't, I'm not trying to say anything. I'm just saying, like, when people tell me that they don't like coffee, I'm like, well, you haven't had the right coffee.
Yeah,
because if you get a moo latte at the Dairy Queen, if they still got them, I love them things. They're not coffee.
That's how I started
delicious.
drinking coffee when I was younger. Was like these, like, remember those old International Delights, the little cans of the instant cappuccino.
Mm-hmm.
Those commercials were so sophisticated to me when I was like 10, 12 years old. I thought that was just like these fancy people living in these big cities having a cup of International Delight after their long day as high-powered business associates. So I, like, talked my dad into getting that at the grocery store, and I would drink that. And looking back, I got it once, like, as an adult. It doesn't even taste like coffee. But that's how I started drinking it. So there's something out there for you.
They did have the good commercials. It made it seem so fancy. They would take this just awful product and put it in a can and just make it seem like it was the fanciest of fancy.
I like to be delighted, and I like it international or something. Yeah, I thought it was. I was like, yeah, one day I'll be a high-powered, city-slicking business associate and drink real cappuccinos, and then.
And I'll find a picture of the old can that they had, and I'll put it here.
Square, yeah.
It's like a little squared but rounded
rectangle thing, yeah. Then I remember the most disappointed I've ever been. I went to this nice bookstore in Huntington, West Virginia, with my Aunt Barb. And remember, in the 90s, bookstores were huge. That was such a big thing. And they had cafes in them. It was like the beginning of the coffee shop culture in the 90s. And I ordered a cappuccino. I might have been, 6th, 7th grade or something like that. And I ordered a cappuccino. And it was a real cappuccino, which is just unsweetened espresso and foam. And it came in like a white saucer, you know, like the French style. I took it, went to sit in the little book area, and took a drink and almost cried. It tasted so bad to me. I was so devastated that it did not taste like International Delight. But being a 11-year-old or whatever, I sat there and made myself drink it and pretended that I liked it.
I had a similar but different experience. I remember the first, was it cappuccino latte, whatever the big thing was when they first come out. The first one I had was when I was in college at the Starbucks that was on campus. And I never will forget it. I just was like, what is this? This is not any coffee I've ever had before,
Because mind you, we grew up in an area in the late 90s where there was no Starbucks. There were no coffee shops.
No.
Where we lived.
McDonald's coffee was just a cup of black coffee, which is how I'd always had coffee. And I still like coffee black, but I just was like, I never will forget that. Just drinking that steamed milk and that kind of concoction in one of those fancy mugs, the white mugs with the green thing on it, and the lid. And it was something different.
I thought that was a big deal when I graduated high school too and went to college, and they had a Starbucks there by the dorm at the Commons Market. I remember thinking, I'm really something now. I'm just footsteps away from a Starbucks.
It took me forever. Like, I was one of these people when I first got to campus, and, the coffee shop's just right there, so inevitably you're not running home to make coffee, because that would be like, I don't know, a 2 or 3 mile walk for me.
Yeah.
So I'd go to Starbucks, and I would be one of these weirdos, and I would say, well, I just want the black coffee, and I would always get these looks. And then finally I'm just like, I'm just going to give in. I'm going to try one of these crappy, stupid drinks these people are drinking, and then I'm just like, wow, that's what the deal is, So,
That's
fun
when I still
times,
thought I was
man.
really sophisticated. I would order. I was like the most complicated thing I could think of because I thought it was cool.
Fun times in the 90s. Man, what a decade to be alive.
That would have been early 2000s for us, but pretty close, yeah. It was such a good time.
I forget you're younger than me. I robbed the cradle,
I'm
guys.
like, just for the record, like a year younger than you. So, but this is great. This was a nice little stop here to get us a coffee, fuel us up. Matt and I are like caffeine freaks. We love caffeine.
Mm-hmm. Energy drinks, Mountain Dew, Pop, Coke, Pepsi. Any vessel or whatever you call it.
Yeah, you're more into it than me. Now I like coffee, and the last probably year or so I started on these energy drinks, and they're good.
It's just it's how
So
else
bad for
do you get through your day,
Yeah.
That's actually a fun fact. Math facts. That's a fun fact. That's actually how espresso, I call it espresso. How do you call it? Espresso or espresso? Poll for the viewers. Comment down below how you say it. And if you say it like I do, espresso, do you constantly get corrected like I do and just don't really care?
Don't look at me like I'm the one constantly correcting you.
But anyway, fun fact. How espresso was invented was this Italian guy, like, he had a factory and these workers, and so what he would do, he wanted to keep them going for longer. He found they were tiring because, gosh, back then they probably worked 21-hour days or something,
Yeah.
And so he invented the coffee, but he wanted to shorten their coffee breaks. So he would squeeze more caffeine out of it. So they invented this machine to extract more of the caffeine and stuff out of the coffee to have a smaller cup, to where they would just take shorter coffee breaks and get back to work at his factory.
Be all jazzed up.
Yeah. Fun fact. Matt facts.
Matt facts. I can't wait to work on that graphic.
Mm-hmm.
Matt facts graphic.
Well, it's a nice day here. I guess we...
Yeah, we're going to head to our next activity. We've got a lot to do today.
But we come here all the time. We
Yeah.
just figured we would do a video on it this time because of the time of year that it is.
Yeah.
Memorial Day weekend.
And that's one of the things, we live in a pretty big city. I'm not like a huge city. We live in it's up there.
It thinks it's a big city, but it doesn't really.
So we have
compare.
access to lots of coffee shops. That's what I'm going to say. And we've drank a lot of coffee in a lot of places, a lot of different rays. Ristretto, Dupio. We've had it all with coffee.
Cortado,
Cafe Latte, Cafe Ole. But here in Tennessee, in the Smoky Mountains, they have some of the most killer coffee shops around. This place really does, and that's something, this area gets a little bit of flack,
I think you can say that with a lot of things. The restaurants and the
Yeah.
attractions and things for a town of this size, it really has a lot.
It does. This place has some of the best coffee shops that especially for a town this size. So, if you're into coffee, this is a good destination.
Or if you're into tea, like I do. And you
Yeah.
know how I like my tea? I like my tea ice cold in the harbor. At a party.
Thanks for watching. Have a great day. We love you.
Cut, canceled, banned.
You're
You may never see
canceled.
me again.
There's going to be a black hood pop over
The thought
Matt's
police
head.
are on their way to get
They're
me. Help.
Bye.